Another Unreal game.
April 1973. Tragedy and despair have struck Central Texas. A young college student named Maria Flores has seemingly vanished without a trace. She was last seen near the town of Newt more than 2 weeks ago, but with no physical evidence, the investigation has stalled. With few leads and even less hope, Maria's younger sister Ana Flores and a group of her closest friends set out to find their missing loved one. But any grief or sadness caused by Maria's disappearance would pale in comparison to the agony and despair they would soon discover. What awaited this group of youths was a nightmare beyond belief. The events surrounding Maria's disappearance would be just one of the many bizarre crimes later known as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay, not quite sure what to expect. This is an Unreal game, though, so I'm guessing it's going to be fairly linear. Not going to be an open world situation, obviously. I'm going to grab my fresh copy and be right back, and hopefully Eric will be on by then. Hey, what up? Can you hear me? Okay. How's that? Can you hear me?
I can now.
Hell yeah.
I'm
So
gonna play one more game of Fortnite. This is what?
this is an Unreal game, so it's gonna be pretty linear, but it is co-op.
Yeah, I couldn't do the cold turkey quitting chewing. I'll put some nicotine gum in. My brain already starting to hurt.
You echoing on your own?
You're super quiet.
Why are you
Like almost
echoing
not
on
being
your
able
own
to.
microphone?
Something off of what's going on with you, because you're super quiet.
I can hear your echo of your own voice in your microphone when you talk.
And I can hear you at like 3% volume. Sounds like you're whispering from like 12 feet away. How was the intro?
It's pretty basic, but I mean, it gets you
Now I can
primed.
hear you.
So do you have anything outputting audio other than your headset?
Nope. I haven't changed a thing.
So weird. I don't understand why PS5 is like that.
I don't know. We've never had that issue before up until starting a party chat.
No, this is what happens every time Maya plays too. Like I can always hear a little bit of your echo in the background, but it's only happens when a PS5 is involved. So, like my thought is the microphone on the controller is on all the time, no matter what.
No telling.
Yeah. There's 3 different game modes. One is called Museum Mode. Then they have Texas Chainsaw Story Mode, and then Rush Week, whatever that is. I'm guessing college kids type stuff.
So it may be an okay game, and it may just be an absolute dumpster fire. We're
Yeah.
unsure yet.
Well, it's an Unreal game, so that's going to tell me right there that it's a low-budget dev team. But Unreal is basically a testing grounds for ideas that later make it into AAA games. So what I'm guessing is this is going to be a very straightforward find stuff, find clues, and progress through the level in a linear fashion. Try not to die. I don't even know if it's that. It might be like that Outlast and Outlast 2, where you just have to survive. But I also know that you can kill people in this, because one of the intro things says that if anyone can trigger items on in your surroundings.
Oh, I know why you hear the echo, because I have your stream in the background, probably.
Yeah, that would be it.
Duh. I was gonna say, I've never had an issue on my end. Well, I mean, occasional, but you know. Oh shit, tag's getting destroyed over here.
I say, once you're done with that match, we'll do a run through of this and see how it looks, and then if it's trash, we'll just go back to fork.
I like it. I'd assume it's probably not going to be the most awesome game, but I mean, it might be playable. I can't fucking hit nobody.
Be like that.
Now we got fucking third party and all rats. I got the absolute worst loadout, so.
So I think, I don't know. I'm gonna set a specific date to make this happen, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and create a profile, dedicated profile just for my streaming content.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know what to name it. I think, honestly, I think my best bet will be to create new channels that are called King City All Stars.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm also waiting to find out from YouTube how to transfer ownership of the Lego dude over to Miles, so that he's not attached to my email anymore. Because when I created it, we used my email, and it's a King. So Little Lego Dude is a brand of the KingCityDJ channel.
Right.
So it's like a spin-off channel.
Right.
But because of that, it's attached to my email. So any phone he has, or any device he uses for any of his YouTube stuff, has to be logged into my email.
That's definitely
It's not really a problem, but I need to give him
definitely something he needs. Yeah, let him have his own thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know. Today it was a rough morning. I was still dead asleep in the recliner when Maya was putting her shoes on to go to school. Like,
yeah.
I had a hard time getting up today. Yesterday was super stressful too, though.
Yeah, me and Jennifer bickered this morning a little bit. Over nonsense, though, dude. Like,
well, if you recognize that you're bickering over nonsense, then you have to decide, okay, do I look past whatever we're bickering about and figure out what she's actually upset about right now? Or does she just, like, she's grumpy and doesn't want to go to work and like, she just wants your attention before she goes to work? Because that's a pretty common thing.
right.
Like, I want your undivided attention before I step out this door.
But like, I got up, I told her, I said, I think I'm going to try to quit chewing today. She said, okay. I'm like, what?
What, did you want her to give you a fucking congratulations for making a decision? Get the congratulations from the follow-through.
No, I don't want a congratulations by any means, but like a K to start the morning is, you know, a little odd.
I think I'm gonna restrict my edible use to just recreational. Like, I'm not gonna go back on a schedule.
Right.
Man, we talked about this yesterday, and I want to keep going, and kind of, there's a lot of things that I have to relearn about my brain and my body now that I'm clear-headed.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm 40 years old, and I have never had a problem with, like, here, this is what's weird. When I was a kid, I had to take medications to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Alright, and then, since about, well, I'd say since maybe after my father passed away, I've had to take stuff to keep me from sleeping all the time. You know, like,
I wish I had that problem.
well, but then there's times when I wake up 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm fucking eyes wide open, and, like, normally, I'll wake up and I'm standing at attention, and, you know, there's one fucking quick way to go back to sleep. And normally that wouldn't be a problem. But what I'm dealing with now is, like, whatever's going on with my body and me being 40 and all this, you know, being clear-headed and not having gummies or medications in my system, I'm good. I get like one nut per 24 hours now, where I used to be able to, like, pull off 3 or 4. Like, what the hell is happening to me? And I can't, without the gummies in my system.
Why did my team fucking leave? Like, what a bunch of fucking pansies.
What, are you playing with randos?
No, I'm playing with Tag, and fucking Tag took off on my ass. And a rando, but yeah.
Okay. So, but my thing is, like, now that I don't have any kind of substances in my blood, it's harder for me to focus during sex. It's like I'm not able to just bust a nut whenever, wherever, like I used to be, because I get too deep in my head. You know what I mean? Like, one little thing will distract me, and then it's over. Like, I gotta start over. And then I didn't realize until now that this is not normal, because I never talked to anybody about it. But, like, I've never been able to bust a nut without concentrating. Never. And I used to think it was weird that people talked about, like, you know, like the American Pie thing. That would never happen to me. Nothing like that has ever happened, even when I was a teenager. So I don't know, like, nocturnal emissions never happened.
Right.
So, like, now it's becoming a problem, because I have to be super laser focused. You know what I mean? And it's hard for me to stay focused when I have all this, you know, when I'm clear-headed and I can hear and smell and see everything around me at once, you know. Like, there's too much fucking stimulation, too much input for me to just focus on what I'm doing. There's too many distractions. So,
I understand.
I'm not going to go back to the therapist that called me out and called me an addict, because I'm starting to think now she was wrong.
Oh, she was absolutely right.
I don't know, man.
She was 100% right, bub.
I don't know, man.
And that's an addict's mentality, is placing blame and, you know, denial.
This is why I think she was wrong. Was she right that I would go through withdrawals after the 3rd day? Probably. But was she right in labeling it an addiction, like, as far as an unhealthy thing that I needed to stop? I'm not sure now, because now I'm having trouble concentrating.
I'm telling you, that's an addict's mentality. Coming from an addict, man.
So what do I do? Like, how do I get back to normal?
That's what I'm still trying to figure out with myself over this anxiety. That's what's bothering me the most, is trying to figure out how to get back to normal. Like, all I keep thinking is, I'm never going to return to normal, blah, blah, blah. I don't need this, I don't need that. But, 100%, it's addict's mentality, and that's the reason why I'm having such a trouble, I think, returning back to what I think is normal, is because I'm addicted. I'm somehow got addicted to the fucking anxiety.
Yeah. Okay. So
and the overthinking.
That's also why people become addicted to gambling. They're not addicted to the idea of winning. They're addicted to the thrill they get when they know they're going to lose. So
I'm addicted to the dopamine high of winning.
Yeah, I get that. But you know how, like, people ride roller coasters and get fast cars and motorcycles and stuff for the thrill, right? The thrill of gambling comes from the probability of losing. And I know that from when I was playing Texas Hold'em, because like it'd get my fucking heart rate up and I'd be sweating and fucking like when I hit my worst is when I called my mom on a Monday morning at like 6 a.m. to have her transfer money into my account because my fucking power bill was due and I lost it on the table. And that's back when I was playing.
Me and you were two different gamblers, because I would gamble only extra money, like after bills were paid, after this, that, all that stuff. Like if I have, like all my bills are paid for the month and there's still $1,000 sitting in the checking account or something like that, then I'm like, okay, I got $100 that I can play with.
So, but you don't play Texas Hold'em.
I would never.
So it's a little different.
I play slots,
when you got,
which is worse.
Yeah, I agree.
The bright, flashy lights and shit like that really get your ass.
Here's the thing: is like you know that it's not about you outsmarting the slot machine. It is hard to walk away when there's 6 fucking dumbasses at the table, and one of them hit a good hand, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go hit the ATM and come back because I can get that money back and then some. It's hard to walk away when you're sitting at a table with 8 people and there's fucking $2,500 worth of chips sitting on the table and you started with 40, right?
Well, yes, that's like me when I put a 20 in and I hit $1,100 or something like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you got 8 people at the table and you start off the night with $40 or $50 on the table, I think the most I ever bought in for once was $90, and that's the one that went till 4 o'clock in the morning. It was cash game at Chop's house, and is me, we'll just call him Jason, a few other people, and everybody, like every hour and a half or so, they'd take a smoke break because he didn't allow people to smoke in the basement.
Right.
And at the end of the night, they're looking at the table, looking at the chips and shit, and I'm up. I started the night with $90, and I have 218 sitting in front of me in chips, right?
Right.
And over the course of the last hour, people started cashing out and leaving, right? And we have a half-hour rule where you got to announce, okay, I'm leaving in a half hour, right? So you're not allowed to just get up and leave immediately.
Yeah, you're not allowed to win a $600 hand and be like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah. So we do half-hour time. You got to call your time, and then at the end of that half hour, you have to leave, or you have to sit for another half hour. So, but anyway, when they start getting, people cashed out, they realize somebody had fed chips into the game.
Right.
So, when it was all said and done, even though I was the chip leader on the table, I bought in for 90, I had 218 sitting in front of me, I left with 90.
Right.
So the fucking guy, we'll call him Jason, he left more money ahead than I did, even though I had been fucking demolishing him for 3 hours on the table.
Right.
He left with more money ahead than I did.
Right. You were demolishing him, but he was demolishing everybody else.
Yes, exactly. Because I would wait for him to get cocky. He'd win a big hand off some fucking donkey, and I'd wait for him to get cocky, and then I'd hit him with three of a kind or something like that when he wasn't expecting it. Because I play like a donkey too, until I know that I can trick you into thinking I'm pulling a stunt, right? So what I'll do is I'll play like like a first timer every time I play a cash game, especially around new people. And then when they have no fucking clue what I'm doing, because they think I'm just winging it, then I hit them with something smart, and that's when I take these big pots, right? For me to leave with what I started with, and I was the chip leader at the fucking table, that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Right.
So that was the beginning of the end for poker nights at Chop's house, and then it got even worse than that. We had some first timers playing, and had a fucking gun waved in my face. So that was interesting. I taught a couple guys how to play when they came over to hang out and just check the game out. They were there socially, basically, and I took about $100 from each of those guys, and I didn't know them, so I'm like, hey, I think I'm gonna go ahead and cash out in a half hour, and I had one of the guys I know walk me to my car.
Right.
Because I didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen. I just took $100 from each of these guys in 45 minutes. So in like the first 45 minutes of them sitting down at the table, and what you do is you tell them, oh, it's only $20 to buy in, and then they buy in 4 or 5 times. I miss it. I really miss it. But there's always that risk of losing, and that's where the thrill came from. It's like riding a fucking roller coaster or a carnival ride. Like, this thing's janky and sketchy, but you're gonna get on it anyway. Dragon Bro, thanks for the sub. Make sure you sub to Little Lego Dude too. He's almost to 1,000. I got a gift for him that he doesn't know about when he hits 1,000 subs. That's my boy. But yeah, I mean, I miss Texas Hold'em so much. I do want to set up a card night or something here locally, but it'll be very, very strictly vetted to only people that I know. Because I can't let myself get back in that mentality of getting one over on people that aren't playing all the time like I was. Because that's when I set myself up for losing. Can you tell my caffeine's kicking in yet?
A little bit.
How's your match going?
I just won.
Hey.
I'm loading Texas. Give this a try here. It was a rough game. I had to reboot tag 3 fucking times. My trio teammate left, but we ended up clutching it at the end.
So, we're gonna play Texas Chainsaw for the first time today. I know the game came out in 23, but it just popped up on PlayStation Plus, so we're gonna try it. You get sucked into that fucking Fortnite black hole, and it's hard to get out of, but I love horror. I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre, especially the reboot movie. So hopefully the game is enjoyable. I don't know what to expect other than that it's going to be very linear because it's an Unreal Engine game. So it's not going to be
here's
open
the
world.
thing, Unreal. I don't know if you've looked up like Unreal remake of like Fortnite and shit, but it is like phenomenal.
Well, that's the thing about Unreal. The graphics are going to be fantastic, especially for you on your PS5. But the games are so fucking linear. Like every level is going to be like walking down a hallway, basically. I'm an OG player. I'm level 99. Been playing forever. I just look for people streaming it because I like hopping in games with people. Yeah, we're gonna see how it goes, and like, I think we'll play this on Wednesdays.
If you like it.
Yeah, if we like it, this will be our Wednesday game for a while. So after this first little run, you know, we'll definitely look at doing some co-op. Um, Later on this summer, if you're interested, we're also going to be running.
But you can definitely stick
servers.
around in the chat and give us any tips and pointers along the way.
Yeah, if you want to give us some help when we need it. But later on this summer, we're going to be running. I'm going to be starting 3 survival multiplayer servers: one on Minecraft, one on Valheim, and one on Enshrouded. And $5 subscription will get you access to all 3 servers. I need to start working on those links now on my website. They're ready to put on the shop. So I guess whenever you're ready, we just click on the game. I'm on the
restroom at the moment.
Okay. I really don't know what to expect, but I guess we just hit the X button at the same time. And I added you, party, but it didn't pop you up.
I know I'm gonna have to. All right, I'm hitting play. My controller is vibrating my balls.
I just sent you an invite.
I'm coming. Music volume's got to go way the fuck down.
Yeah, the music volume's
effects
incredibly loud.
Got to go down. Holy.
So this is our first run on this our first stream with this game, but yeah, I'm definitely down. Like, if we like the game and then we decide to stream it again, like Fortnite is definitely Tuesdays and Fridays, so other days that we stream. Yeah, I just like I don't have a problem with playing co-op with you on the next one. Like we play it again tomorrow. What's your work schedule looking like tomorrow?
What?
What's your work schedule tomorrow?
I'm free all week. Next week it starts getting crazy.
Send you that invite again and see if it shows up on your screen.
Yeah, it's showing up, but I think you got to pick the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Hang on.
So I went to options. Go to options and then the party options.
Join. Yeah, that's what I just clicked. Do you have a code?
Yeah.
Send me the code.
Well, okay. Flashed the code for a second on the screen a second ago, so I gotta make sure I.
No, send it to my.
Yeah, I can't view it. I can't view it without covering it with something on the screen. So, give me a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna give an A for effort to this nicotine gum.
Yeah.
I don't think I could, because chewing is hands down the most addictive nicotine that there is, just because it's straight bloodlined. So cold turkey's probably definitely, with my anxiety and everything I've got going on, quitting something that chills my anxiety a little bit is probably not good for it. So my screen looks dirty and I just want to like wipe it off.
Yeah. All right, try that. Ain't nothing like fucking showing off my noob. Ignorance. I don't know what the hell I'm doing anymore. So he says this game can genuinely be scary at times, even for me, bro, this game is dope. The scariest game I've played, this is, I mean, probably nothing for most people, but scariest game I've played is Outlast 2. I played it for 45 minutes and shut it off. And up to that point, the only game that really scared me was the first time I played Resident Evil 2. When you're walking down the hallway with boarded up windows and the mutant busts through the boarded up window. I remember playing Resident Evil 4.
Unable to join match due to different crossplay settings. Is it because I'm on PS5 and you're on PS4?
I hope not.
Options.
If that's the case, that's going to be a no-go for me. Only reason I want to play this is for co-op.
Go to game and go to enabled all platforms. Make sure it's on.
I don't have that option.
It's under, you don't have?
I don't. Like, my under game on mine, it says language, anonymized player name, show subtitles, HUD visibility, and vibration intensity.
Yeah, and then crossplay is the bottom one for me.
Yeah. I don't have that. You're set to all? Try using that code again and see now that you switched it to all.
Let me see if I need to download the PS4 version, which I have no idea how long it'll take.
I don't know. But it's already 9 o'clock, so if you want to, like, you want to put this on hold to another day until we get it figured out.
Yeah, probably be a good idea, because I know it's going to take at least 30, 45 minutes probably to download, because it took about that to download this PS5 version.
Yeah.
View games.
Well, hopefully, man, summer work is coming, so hopefully after I get some paychecks stashed in the bank, then I can get a PS5 finally. I wasn't going to buy one until GTA 6 came out, but because we have one in the living room, I didn't really see the need to have one in my bedroom because all I play is fucking Fortnite. But everything just keeps giving me shitty reasons why I need to buy one. Yeah, I think, yeah, if you're down, I'm gonna take a quick piss break and reboot with Fortnite.
Alright, let's leave the party chat because
Yeah.
we won't be able to get with tag in that.
Alright, we're gonna try this one again another day, probably tomorrow.